Sounding exquisite.
Oh shit, we back again. What's up, what's happening? Come to the party and bring a friend. Fuck it, I'm bringing 10. Ooh, trying to chat a 10. Big boy trying to chat a 10. She said I was catchy. I said, yo, tap him in.
Touchdown!
Double cup, wow, I stuck smile when I puff loud. I touch clouds, catching touchdowns in my mind now, cause I'm zoned out. On a porch couch in the Zod cloud. 2 coughs and I'm back now. 2 coughs and I'm packed out. Somebody give me a drink before I gotta sit down. I'm making hits now with a smooth style.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Riley Puddin Peters, coming to you live with the doctor, defensive backs quality control coach, Preston Rowe. It's the Trash Talk Tailgate. Free agency chaos. We are here to be your gods. The offseason, it can be a turbulent time. Stuff is happening left and right constantly. Always new guy going here. This guy's leaving this team. This team's restructuring this contract, sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse. You know, a guy gets bumped up, guy gets knocked down. Everyone's going everywhere. It's hard to know what's going to happen. It's hard to know.
And Riley, we've talked about this before, but this is a great time of year because everyone has hope, especially if your team is doing a bunch in free agency, like even before the draft happens. You just get so excited. You get filled with hope. And it's the hope that kills you. Because especially in free agency, a lot of these signings are not going to pan out the way people think they are. Because there's a reason they were on the market to begin with.
Absolutely, dude. I mean, that's a great point when you think about the just the aspect of free agency, just the offseason in general, is that all these moves are happening. It's all getting everyone hyped. Listen, if you're a football fan, it gets you. It's inevitable, like Thanos.
Mm-hmm.
Shout Marvel.
Yep.
It's inevitable. It's going to happen. You're going to get excited. You're going to see a move. Shoot, you may even get down. You know, you may see, you know, something happen and you're like, oh my God, this sucks. This isn't football, but one I always think about is the New York Knicks drafting Kristaps Porzingis, who everyone was like, who the hell is this? This dude sucks. Ends up being like, you know, kind of a unicorn, great player out of nowhere. Mm-hmm. So I think about that a lot with sports where, you know, people get angry, people get excited, but you know what? The reality is none of this matters until August, September, October. Honestly, none of it matters until February. But free agency, it is still, you know, well, the off season. It's a time where so much is going to happen. But you know what's always going to happen? You know what's always going to happen?
You know, thinking is overrated.
The Jets are going to be the Jets.
They're
now
always going to be the Jets, dude.
I mean, here's a wow, lost it. I mean, the Jets are signing. The Jets signed Justin Fields, which is absolutely hilarious. Mainly because, I mean, you think that they have one of the better, you know, backup quarterbacks in the NFL.
No. He's not a backup.
Oh, you're right. Well, he was. He has been. Anyways, but you're right. Yes.
He's a starter.
He deserves it.
Starter. No. It's true. The Jets are bums. The Jets will continue to be bums when they make decisions like this, when they sign Justin Fields. I like Justin Fields, but to a 2-year, $40 million contract with $30 million guaranteed, they're basically saying he's going to be the starter.
Yeah.
And
give him starter money.
Yeah, they're giving him low end starter money, as opposed to when you have an actual quarterback who's had real success throughout his career, both as a starter and unfortunately as a backup in Tyrod Taylor. You have him on the roster, and you're just like, no, fuck you.
No, not Jet. I like that, Daniel. No, not Jet.
Shout out to Daniel, dude.
Absolutely. The Jets are bums, and no, not Jet. They're not doing it.
Nope.
Yeah, Justin Fields. Now, they needed a change, obviously.
Yes.
New QB imminent for this franchise. Justin Fields is such an interesting case. Obviously, the Bears is where he started. Didn't have a great time. Goes to the Steelers last year. Starts the season hot. Gets benched for Russell Wilson upon Russell Wilson's recovery.
Yes.
And, the Steelers 500 their way through the rest of the season as they do, as Mike Tomlin almost only can. He'll always go at least 500, but he'll always go at least 500, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. 9-8 last year,
Yeah, no.
Wouldn't it be hilarious if Aaron Rodgers went to the Steelers? We'll talk about this later. But wouldn't it be hilarious if Aaron Rodgers went to the Steelers and that was the first year Mike Tomlin was under 500 as a coach?
I mean, that would be hilarious. That would probably speak volumes about that about Aaron Rodgers, if he can even take down Mike Tomlin's 500 record. But I don't think Tomlin would let him. I don't know. He doesn't seem to care. He'll cut a guy off.
Well, launch fanatic Draven, the Jets, they are going to go 3-14 because they once again disrespected Tyrod Taylor. Riley, you want to hear a fun fact?
What?
About how the Jets just cannot help themselves. So one of the big reasons why the Jets were favored and predicted to be Super Bowl contenders, win the AFC East, all that the last 2 years with Aaron Rodgers, because they have a really young stud receiver in Garrett Wilson, who I really like. He's never really had a good quarterback. You want to hear a fun fact, Riley?
What?
Garrett Wilson was more productive last year when Tyrod Taylor was playing than with Aaron Rodgers.
It's believable. It's 100% believable.
I mean, and you have a young player in Garrett Wilson. You have a young player in Sauce Gardner who is actively telling people not to go to the Jets. Tyrod is beloved in the locker room, and to just bring in another guy who hasn't been as successful in Justin Fields, you're going to burn that locker room to the ground. It's not going to work. Tyrod Taylor took the poverty fucking Buffalo Bills to the playoffs for the first time in 18 years. And you know how he got thanked? They shoved him out the back door. Now they got Josh Allen, but that kind of worked out. But still, he ended their 18-year playoff drought.
Yeah,
and they shipped him to fucking Cleveland. And then he gets stabbed in the lung by a fucking Chargers doctor. But when he's on the field, Riley, you know this. He is a starting quarterback. He is a real viable starting quarterback. He's a great backup to have, but he is a legit starter as well. And I just think the Jets went about this all wrong. I don't get it. You have Tyrod Taylor, and you fucked up once again. Now, Riley, one of the running gags on the TTT is that the Jets don't have a working website. But if you notice, we are on the Jets website. Yeah. So do you want to prove to them that the Jets website still, in fact, does not work?
All right. 2025.
Got to go to the regular season.
Bam. That's the Jets website still does not work.
It doesn't work.
You still can't see the regular season. That's
can't
insane.
do it.
I mean, honestly, it's one of my favorite
awesome.
running gags.
It's so good, dude.
Yeah. I do want to say one thing just real quick on the Justin Fields. The the one benefit that you get from signing someone like Justin Fields with Tyrod Taylor already on your roster is that you're creating competitions. And Justin Fields is getting starter money, but in the NFL level, I think you're realistically looking for the best player at all times. An organization with the Jets, like the Jets right now, that are just, I mean, they're going to have new staff, new coaching. It's big flip, big turnaround with the organization. I think they're going to be looking to win more than going to be looking to like manage superstar money, especially because, like you said, $20 million a year. I mean, $40 million over 2 years for Justin Fields is low end starter money that I feel like realistically, you know, they're willing to wager on the competition between him and Tyrod. I mean, who knows? Maybe it makes that locker room better. I don't think it's going to fix their problems, but I mean, maybe it does something to help them out and you know, a little bit in the long run, create that competition between them.
On that note, Riley, and we talked about this last year when the Commanders signed Marcus Mariota in free agency. We kind of thought, does that mean they're going to draft Jaden Daniels? Because they have a very similar play style. So if something does happen to one of them, you don't have to completely revamp the offense for the backup. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Daniel bringing in some good points. It truly is. It's, you know.
It is. I mean, dude, it's almost like the TTT and Daniel know what the fuck we're talking about.
It is crazy. The Jets at one point did give Josh McCown a chance, and they're just not giving Tyrod. But no one wants to give Tyrod a chance.
I will die on this hill, Riley. He is the most disrespected player in NFL history.
Yeah.
I'm not fucking – like, I know you think that's a joke. I'm not joking.
You know what kind of organization won't start Tyrod Taylor? One that if you try to go to the regular season schedule on their website, this happens.
It's true.
This is the website of an organization that will have a quarterback the caliber of Tyrod Taylor sitting on the bench and not play him, but instead chase $20 million a year contracts on other tested but, you know, results pending quarterbacks. Because that's the reality. Justin Fields is tested. He's had 1.5 seasons realistically. Obviously, his season last year got cut short with varied success. Now, he has had success. He won games, but he's also lost plenty. So I'd say lukewarm results as in the moment, but also, you know, they're chasing a realistic contract when they have a guy that is a proven winner. He's getting older, sure, but is that bad at the quarterback position this day and age with, you know, the way that these guys take care of their bodies? I don't know. But, you know, listen, the Jets can't fix their website. So, you know, why can they pick a good quarterback? If you can't fix your website, why can we trust you to pick a good quarterback?
It's true. Riley, I just want to make one more point that you can attest to. I think it was 2 years ago when Tyrod was a backup for the Giants. Yeah. And the Commanders were playing the Giants, and you're like, oh, you know, Daniel Jones is playing. We got this.
Scariest.
And then Daniel Jones got hurt, and you're like, oh, fuck, we lost. And Tyrod won that game.
Yeah, dude.
Tyrod won that game.
Tyrod came in. It was terrifying. And as soon as Daniel Jones got hurt, I was like, oh, God.
Did we not say when Tyrod was on the Giants, he should have been the starter over Daniel Jones? Did we not say that?
Yeah, dude, nah. Instead, Daniel Jones got a fat contract that the Giants just now they have to sit on like a bad dragon. If you know, you know.
I'm waiting for Draven to come in and shit on the Giants.
We're waiting.
We're waiting.
Everyone's waiting. Speaking of waiting, oh no, you go.
Yeah, Riley, you know what the solution to all these teams' problems are?
The Jersey Jets. That is true. The Jersey Jets and Giants. They're not even the New York. They're the Jersey. And just like Jersey, the road to find out what their schedule is full of potholes. Like you can't see it because the website doesn't work.
Yeah, dude. It's almost like these NFL teams would benefit greatly from just biting the bullet and hiring the TTT.
Hiring.
Isn't that crazy?
Correct.
It's almost like a D1 football coach knows what the fuck he's talking about.
Almost.
Riley.
Speaking of stuff that doesn't work, according to the Jets, we got Aaron Rodgers. Right now, one of the big hubbubaloos in the NFL is all the buzz on Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
I mean, who in their right mind is pulling the trigger on this guy right now I don't know. Obviously, everybody's heard, is he going to go full Brett Favre and pick up, the Vikings are going to pick him up, the absolute Brett Favre arc. He's going to start looking into his hometown's Medicaid and welfare packages.
He's going to go fuck with all the California homeless people.
Yeah, he's going to go take money from the rural California funds and put it into other stuff. So that's kind of cool.
Ayahuasca.
But, what does Aaron Rodgers do? Is there a realistic spot for him in the NFL next season?
I don't think so.
Yeah. I mean,
I think, it sounds like the Steelers might have some interest. I mean, they did just let Justin Fields go. I don't know if Aaron Rodgers would work with Mike Tomlin.
Yeah. No,
I think Mike Tomlin would tell him to cut that bullshit out.
Russ. I mean, why?
Russ had to cut his bullshit.
Yeah, but it's like, why go get? You already have one probably washed quarterback. Why are you going to make it two? That's crazy. What the wash if they pick up the Steelers pick up Aaron Rodgers, that's just the wash quarterback competition. Which wash quarterback can go 9-8?
I mean, I know the Giants might have interest. I just don't understand that because you still don't have an offensive line. You have Malik Neighbors, that's one great offensive weapon, but you can't protect him. I mean, if he goes to the Vikings, that would be the funniest thing ever. He'd just go full Brett Favre.
The Vikings is the one that makes the sense that it could even maybe possibly work out because they have an offensive line that could, that's pretty decent consistently. Yep. They've got some weapons. It's not like they're weaponless, and they have a young backup quarterback that if all fails, they can, throw him out there and maybe a miracle happens. So I think realistically, if any team's going to pull the trigger on the amazing Aaron Rodgers lottery, it might be the Vikings, but it's just no one else.
They have JJ McCarthy though, that they want him to be the starter this year.
I mean, yeah.
I feel like they had a better version. They let Sam Darnold go. Sam Darnold played better than Aaron Rodgers last year.
Yeah, but they let Sam Darnold go because they know they didn't want to pay him big money like he was asking.
Yeah.
You're right. They did let him go, and he is a better Aaron Rodgers, but they will get a way better price tag for Aaron Rodgers than what they were going to have to pay for Sam Darnold. Because you're right, JJ McCartney is the supposed starter, but I still think, we always talk about letting a young quarterback sit a season, and the reality is, even though JJ McCarthy sat last season, he spent a lot of it not able to work out. Yeah,
he was rehabbing.
So he didn't even get a true sit-out season. So if we're trying to give him, one thing that's, about all the bullshit, once you push that aside, Aaron Rodgers is still a great quarterback room leader from everything that we've heard. There's nothing that said that he doesn't still show up early and put in that work and, show that work ethic. The results vary. Mm-hmm. But in the quarterback room, we still haven't heard anything bad. And the man has been to the Super Bowl. Whatever shit we're talking now, whatever quality of play he's having in these seasons, he has been a championship level quarterback in his past. And that's the kind of energy that you want to bring around a young quarterback.
That was 15 years ago, though.
It is, but that still doesn't. He still did it. I'm not saying that Aaron Rodgers is going to win a championship. I'm saying he did. He knows what it takes, and that's the kind of stuff you want around a young quarterback.
Yeah.
If you're trying to mold JJ McCarthy into being a championship level quarterback, you need a championship level quarterback for him to learn from, which is another reason why you let go of Sam Darnold, because as good as he is, the man saw ghost. He never saw the Super Bowl. He never saw the Lombardi.
No.
He saw ghost.
He just saw ghosts.
Aaron Rodgers has seen a Lombardi. But I don't think anyone should pick him up.
I don't. Yeah.
All of that circle around talk to say just leave him in the free agency. Jesus Christ.
I mean, I don't think he's not going to want to be a backup. And it's getting to the point, like everyone kind of thought maybe the Raiders might do it, but then the Raiders traded for Geno Smith.
There's no reason.
So it's kind of the case like musical chairs where there's just no more spots left. You know, like everyone got there before you did. And here's the thing. He's just not that good anymore. He's not that good anymore.
Washed, man. Washed. The wash quarterback competition. Also, while we're here, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you, Draven Launch Fanatic, for that. That's awesome.
Shout out, Draven. We appreciate you.
Back to this. The dude is gritty. He is high motor.
That's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, dude. The Aaron Rodgers lottery is just – it's not one that you want to win, I think, if you ask me. It's an iffy lottery to win. Iffy one. Very iffy. All right. Moving on, though.
We will keep you guys updated on Aaron Rodgers.
You're right.
Trolling us about Marvel Rivals in our chat.
Aaron Rodgers does have an entirely different attitude than when he won that Super Bowl. But it's not necessarily the attitude that I'm still talking about. Because there's preparation, there is routines, inside stuff. Like when you're playing in the NFL, and especially when you're like competing for Super Bowls, the difference maker at that point really is like, this is the morning stretch routine that I developed to help me make sure my arm is loose for a big game.
Yep.
Like that's the shit that makes the difference in the NFL. And that's the kind of stuff that I think Aaron Rodgers definitely still has and could teach a young quarterback to help make a difference. Like that's kind of what it's like. It really is. Like, I'm not even shitting. Like that's the kind of little stuff that I think that's the reason why you pick up someone like Aaron Rodgers in a quarterback room. If you're someone like the Vikings, who has a young quarterback that you're trying to mold into a champion.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of trying to mold teams into champions, though.
Oh, no.
The Washington Commanders, we're out here trying to do our best. The Texans.
They got their guy.
This is one of those interesting, and by interesting, I mean, no one expected the Texans to let this happen.
No. Especially because their offensive line was so bad with him last year.
Yeah. He's also just like, I mean, yeah, they was bad, but yeah, he took a lot of flack. But like, it seemed like even, Texans players were kind of surprised. Everyone was kind of surprised. But this is, listen, man, the gas mask, let's just, boom.
It's the gas mask.
The gas mask.
The gas mask. That was one of the craziest things I've ever seen live with the NFL draft. Like,
he's one of my.
Because this happened in real time.
I would have done it too, man. I'd have leaked my own gas mask video. Also, he's got a Confederate flag behind him.
Yeah, it's fucking insane. I mean, he did go to Ole Miss, so
I think that is just an Ole Miss flag. Go Ole Miss. You know what I'm saying? Goddamn, dude. Y'all love him. But yeah, this is a big signing, man. This is one of my favorite signings. I mean, Laramie Tunsil. The past couple years, it's been iffy, but I'm hoping for a Trent Williams type resurgence with us, where like Trent Williams left us, went to the 49ers, played like a different player for the next few seasons, and I'm really hoping Man, I am hoping that we get that kind of effect out of Laremy Tunsil. That'd be awesome. He shows up and he's all of a sudden just a refreshed, reinvigorated, all-pro left tackle. That'd be so nice.
Yeah. How old is he?
He's got to be in his 30s. I can only imagine. He's like 32.
Yep.
Let's
I mean,
where's the first time
he played well last year,
30. Ooh,
He's
close.
30. Okay.
9 seasons in. Let's look at his stats. Go check some stats.
Five-time Pro Bowler out of 9 seasons. That's pretty damn good. He's one of the premier left tackles in the league. That's for sure.
I mean, realistically, he really is like 1 sack a game. Like,
but Jaden Daniels can help with that as well with his mobility.
oh yeah. We cannot forget the Eagles did lose Mekhi Becton.
They did.
Yeah, dude. The Commanders, listen, getting rid of Allen, let's hit this little nifty thing. The old doctor summoned up from NFL.com. Look at this list, dude. I mean, this is a deep list of signings. If you're talking about off season, you're talking about free agency. Dude, love Cleveland Farrell. That's a Richmond.
It is. I played against him in high school. It was not fun.
Eddie Goldman. This is a big one.
That is a very underrated signing. Javon Kinlaw as well.
Dude, Javon Kinlaw is real big. Sheldon Day, even, man. Sheldon Day is good. Keeping him. I don't know if he was with us last year, but he's been with us before. The kicker we re-signed Zane Gonzalez. Super Lee, Jack Lee. So they re-signed Zane Gonzalez. We're gonna ride with him. I mean, he finished off the season pretty strong. I know. Listen, dude, the Laremy Tunsil lottery was a big one as well. He just like Ronnie Stanley, except apparently this one wasn't a legal interference. They just let us do it outright.
I just on Daniel's point about the Patriots, a lot of people thought this was going to be a really big offseason for the Patriots.
Yeah.
Because they had so much cap space with Drake May as a second-year quarterback. They haven't really done a whole lot. They haven't made a whole lot of splashes. They missed out on T. Higgins. We're going to talk about that later. Missed out on Laremy Tunsil. There's a lot of guys that they might have been in the running for. They didn't really get.
It's the thing about money is that people don't just go for money, man. The Commanders are getting all these signings because of the energy. People want to be in that building just because it's got energy, man, and that's what everyone's saying. There's a
Riley. Lot. The answer is Jaden Daniels.
Is that not the energy?
When I say the
energy, is that not exactly what it means? That you have someone like Jaden Daniels, you have an organization like what they've built right now and the way that they're playing. Like that is the energy. That is almost exactly what I mean. Sadiq Charles, listen, dude.
Sadiq Charles,
he's not bad. Also, you're right. We want the RFK Stadium. That would make Washington final. But there's one signing from Washington that I do want to talk about, and that's Will Harris bringing in Will Harris from the Saints. This is one that I'm very excited about because this is someone that can fix such a glaring hole in our defense. I mean, seriously, Will Harris is a very good player, and I think he's exactly the kind of player that we need in our secondary to kind of shore up the whole shell. Because it just seems at times the team gets lost. And in reality, we don't make a lot of crazy big plays. And this is a guy that's going to kind of help do both those things.
You thought you maybe had it with Marshawn Lattimore?
Yeah, but we only got him so late. We got him so late. He was hurt when he came in. He really only played like a game and a half. So
yeah,
I think it's that trade. the answer's still out on that trade. I think this year he actually might, be able to play to his full extent, which I'm excited.
I think another kind of underrated signing is the fact that you're able to keep Bobby Wagner for another year.
Yeah. I don't think he was going to go anywhere else, though. At this point in his career, I mean, but I'm glad that we get that deal done, get it done quick. I think that's going to help us in the long run, obviously. The Commanders, they are Adam Peters. Listen, we knew it when he was with the 49ers. Obviously, he assembled those championship competing caliber teams.
Never won one.
Never won one, but they were competing. They were always there. They were always in the talk. They were always a bridesmaid, never a bride. But
although that wasn't really his fault, that was Kyle Shanahan.
Oh yeah, no, that wasn't exactly, dude. He built a good team. Kyle Shanahan blundered it. But yeah, so Commanders, dude, they're building a team very solidly, I think.
Again,
so it's in the offseason, you get hope, right? This is it. Getting guys like Will Harris, getting guys like Laramie Tunsil, building up, that's hope.
It is
that's
hope.
Hype. But sometimes hype is too much.
It is.
Off-season overhype, baby.
It's so beautiful.
It is.
All right, Riley.
Like, one of the teams that everyone's been talking about is the Chicago Bears. One thing that they did, obviously, Ben Johnson, now he's in the helm. Hey, Ben Johnson's a solid guy to have in the helm. We've been talking about him for a while. Obviously, we were a podcast that was almost strictly for the Detroit Lions until the Commanders started being decent, and I had to split my focus.
True.
Out of nowhere. Anyways, Ben Johnson, integral part of that Detroit Lions run that we've been talking about for the past few years. Now he's over here with the Bears. Last year, we talked time and time again about how it didn't matter who you put back at quarterback. They were just getting hounded because of the lack of offensive line. So now they've started to do something about it, which is kind of insane to think. I mean, who thought, man, they would try to do something? I never thought they'd try.
It's crazy, Riley. Ryan Poles, and I just want to put something to it.
Oh yeah.
Ryan Poles has been the GM for the Chicago Bears for 3 years. This is his 4th year. And he was the former offensive lineman. And he completely neglected the offensive line until this year.
Yeah.
Like, it's poverty. It's not going to win you football games. And here's the other thing. Riley, we talk about this a lot. If you're going to completely revamp your offensive line, free agency is not the way to do it. Because there's a reason, especially offensive linemen, there's a reason offensive linemen are on the market. Whether they're old, they might be getting washed. Like Joe Thuney, the Chiefs chose not to keep him after getting absolutely blasted by the Eagles in the Super Bowl. That offensive line was fucking turnstiles that whole game. And he was a part of it, and the Chiefs chose to let him go. And the Bears, he's our savior. He's our savior. No. Drew Dahlman, I mean, I like him. But
he's a very good center, but he's a very good center last year. And, I mean, if he gets – it was ankle injuries. I think it was 9 games for ankle injuries last season. So now he's getting $28 million guaranteed, 3 years, $42 million on the whole contract if it goes all the way through.
That's a huge risk.
It's a
I
huge
just-
risk, man. And yeah, I mean, Jonah Jackson. Yeah,
I mean,
he's young.
if he
but-
was so good last year, why did the Rams let him go?
yeah, I mean, there's actually, I
don't-
think he's one of the only ones where I'm like, he might have been a money release,
Yeah.
but yeah, here's the other big thing: leaving the tackles, the 2 tackles that they had last year. Like, go back to this, like. The interior, yeah, they did. They went out, they secured the interior. It's definitely doing work. They've left the tackles, so now they've got to, I mean, they need to address that. I mean,
Darnell Wright, I think, is a good player because he's the only offensive lineman they've spent a first rounder on in Ryan Poles' tenure. He's good. He's their right tackle. Braxton Jones is their left tackle, but it's like completely revamping your offensive line through free agency typically is not going to work out. If you're going to completely revamp your offensive line, it's going to be through the draft. And like we said, Riley, now they're definitely not going to address it in the draft.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, we got 3 new guys on the interior. We're good.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's not going to work. It's not going to work.
Now let's go draft all wide receivers.
Yes, dude.
We need more wide receivers.
Yes. We only have DJ Moore and Roma Dunze because we let Keenan Allen go. But yeah, we need more wide receivers.
Let's get more wide receivers. And now Amadeus Zaccheaus. They said he wasn't on that list, but he's on this one. They just signed him. So now they got a University of Virginia wide receiver as well.
The Bears are bums.
They're doing it, man. They're doing it.
Seen who people are mocking the Bears to draft at pick number 10 overall?
Who?
I don't know how I feel about this because I love him as a player, but I don't want him to go to the Bears. Ashton Genty.
I mean, I think it's one of the. There it is. It's literally one of the comments on the thing. Ashton Genty, I've had plenty of space to run. I mean, that would be dangerous. If Ben Johnson could assemble that, I mean, we'll see. He's gonna have to maybe go get some sage as well, so he can get the curse out of Hallis Hall before he really wins.
It's true.
But
got to get the cheese pizza out of Hallis Hall, Riley.
He's got to get the cheese pizza out of Hallis Hall. It's essential.
Dude.
It's essential to his life to get the cheese pizza out of there. Dude. It's absolutely essential to get the cheese pizza.
Oh
out.
shit! Look who it is, boys.
Oh
no way! No way!
You know what?
Oh,
Sean's right though. Interior tackles in the draft.
Yeah,
tackles in the draft. Well, but that means they got to draft a tackle. That's the thing.
They do, and they won't.
That's it. If he does, hey, listen, there it is. He's listening. We got people rolling with us, but yeah, nah.
Jay Sean. Oh,
yeah, dude.
I love you, Jay Sean. I'm so glad you fucking joined. That's awesome.
We have the copious mind inbound.
We do have the hashtag copious mind. We want to do more work with you later. But anyway.
Speaking of more overhype, let's talk about the Colts. I mean, the Colts did one of the funniest things ever. They went out and they got, first, AR-15, that draft, that happens, right? Dr. Preston almost explodes on draft night as the Colts select Anthony Richardson. There was vibrations felt 3 states away from his current location as that pick came across the board as his anger went through his body. And now the Colts have lived through that. Hold on. The Colts have lived through that. And on the edge of it, they're like, Anthony Richardson's had some mixed results. We need to bring in a quarterback of a similar caliber to compete. Let's bring in Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones is going to be our competitive, equal caliber quarterback. Let's go look at his face. Look at that face, dude. Anybody see that face? Let's go look. Let's just look at his face, dude. That's it. That's the face.
This
That's
is
the face
this is
that's
who the
coming to save
Giants.
the Colts.
This is who the Giants chose over Saquon Barkley. Just let that sink in.
Look at his nose. His nose. Yo,
So,
Caleb's gonna
right-
try to be an MVP with that line, Shamar. He's really gonna try.
He is. Shout out Shamar. I appreciate you joining us as well. So, Riley.
Yeah.
So apparently the Colts have this just fetish with drafting athletic quarterbacks that can't throw the ball worth a shit. Because Daniel Jones is athletic. You have to give him that.
Yeah, dude.
So you know who they're probably going to draft?
Who?
Jalen Milroe.
Yo, honestly, that's the perfect quarterback for them.
Yes,
Honestly,
dude,
they
it
can just
is.
put all three of them in the backfield at the same time, and then just put them in like some funky triangle formation and just have them spin around before the ball's height, and then they stop, and then one of them gets the ball and they go.
That's
Just
awesome.
Some revolutionary gadget shit like that, dude. Just let them have fun. At this point,
Yeah,
that seems
dude.
like what they're assembling. They're assembling a triple option backfield. I don't know what else.
Yeah.
It's the Colts are going to
Doesn't-
try to run the Army Navy playbook.
I mean, Anthony Richardson in the triple option, that would fucking terrify me.
Yeah, dude. Him and Daniel
Like-
Jones,
Yeah, and Jalen Milroe.
dude. They get. Oh my god, yeah, dude. That's
Yeah.
terrifying. All they need is one fast person. Unfortunately, the Commanders sealed up Debo, but if Debo Samuel's on the market, get that. Then you get like a wing triple option set. Oh man, you're talking business.
Yep.
That's business right there. That's
It
business.
is business.
No, that's not business. That's business. You're in
Business.
business now.
Business. Yeah,
Um,
dude.
Yeah, I mean,
But yeah,
they're
yeah,
trying.
what we're saying. Mhm.
Nah, the Colts though, man, they're such a interesting organization. Just because you get these, I don't even know. It's like moments where they're decent. I don't know. You had that year where Jonathan Taylor's rookie year where he pops off, and you're like,
Yep.
oh wow, this is a team that's kind of dangerous. You get the early Andrew Luck years, you get the early Peyton Manning years, or until he left.
Yeah.
But in between, they are just such a dumpster fire, dude. They struggle so hard to pull themselves together, and then they're good for like 2 years, and then they just
Yeah.
blow that bitch up. Let's go. Reset.
Riley, they had Phillip Rivers and Matt Ryan be their quarterbacks for a year.
Yeah, dude. They've had some interesting 1-year stopovers,
They have.
It's insane.
It is insane.
I mean,
Ah.
if you want to talk about insane in the free agency, though, I think one thing that we really need to talk about is the Seahawks.
Shout out to our boy Shamar.
Yeah,
I hope he's still watching. Yeah, dude.
The Seahawks.
So Riley,
Yeah, you go.
yeah, go to the Seahawks real quick because I want to point out something. I'll do it.
Keep talking. I'll get there.
He's doing it. So
Keep
I would
talking.
like to point out something, Riley. So, Riley, it seems like for the longest time, ever since Russell Wilson was in his prime in Seattle, everyone always talked about how, damn, they have a really good team. They just have a shitty offensive line. They need to fix the offensive line. And they seemingly have not done that at all. And so Geno Smith is pretty athletic. He can run around a little bit, but he gets traded to the Raiders. So the Seahawks, they signed Sam Darnold in free agency. Sam Darnold is not that athletic. He's kind of a statue.
He is a statue.
And
that kind of
look-
is.
Look, dude. And then they go out and they get Cooper Kupp to a $45 million 3-year deal. But Sam Darnold, like I said, he's a statue. You paid him $100 million. And look, they addressed the D-line with Jaron Reed and DeMarcus Lawrence, who we're going to talk about later. But you bring in one offensive lineman. You're not even trying to address it?
I mean, listen, dude, they're going to pay Sam Darnold and Cooper Kupp to throw hitch routes 17
Look what
times. a
Shamar
game.
said.
Yeah, that's just facts, dude. He knows. The Seahawks know exactly what move they're making. They're making the hitch move to go to the sideline for like 5 yards. That's it.
I will take you up on that, Jay Sean. I'm not doing that. No, I don't know. I disagree with that.
They need to get an offensive lineman if they know anything good. You're right, Jay Sean. They're gonna get a quarterback. You're so right. I think I agree with you 100%. They need to get an offensive lineman.
They do.
And because they need to get an offensive lineman, that's how I know they're going to draft a quarterback.
It's true.
That's the secret to the NFL. That's it. That's the secret. That's the key. The key is we need to make everyone think, hey, they need an offensive lineman. They're going to obviously go and get an offensive lineman.
Yep.
Psych, bitch. Nope. Best quarterback on the board.
Yeah.
The Seattle Seahawks, they draft Arch Manning. Arch Manning isn't even in the draft.
Arch Manning's not coming out for 2 years. I'm telling you that right now. He's not coming out his first year as a starter. He's gonna wait 2 years.
Funny. But yeah, no, let's go to talk about DeMarcus Lawrence though, because I thought
this is funny.
This was hilarious.
It's the Cowboys, dude. It's the Cowboys. They can't help themselves.
Yeah, dude. Hey, man, listen. I think we all realize if you play for the Cowboys, you're not going to win a championship.
Yep.
Not unless you have a time machine.
They haven't won one in 30 years.
Something like that.
30 years.
Almost as old as us. Older than us.
Yep.
We haven't been alive for it. Thank God. I couldn't stand a Cowboys Super Bowl in my lifetime. You know how annoying those fans would be? Buck.
Oh, dude, they'd be insufferable.
Cowboys fans all act like wide receivers.
It's true. Which is hilarious because Buck is the Cowboys fan.
It would be a terrible mistake by them. You're so right, Daniel. It would be a horrible mistake for them to draft a quarterback, which once again is why they're going to do it.
Yep. You know what else sounds like a horrible mistake, Riley?
What?
Letting one of the best coaches in the NFL and Pete Carroll go.
Yeah. I mean, when the building, when the energy in the building isn't right, everyone's got to move on. And I can understand after Pete Carroll decided to throw the ball on the 1 yard line, that team never quite recovered, which is just a fact. If you look at it, it's just a fact.
Mm-hmm.
That play right there is the single decider of an organization from being a dynasty to just an absolute dumpster fire. Yeah. Which is something that needs to be studied by historians, but not us right now. We got other shit to handle.
We do. We'll talk about it later, though.
Pete Carroll, he's out with the Raiders. They need to go from square one. DeMarcus Lawrence, I don't know what the hell he thinks. He's like, I'm not going to win with the Cowboys. And he went to the Seahawks.
Yeah.
If he went to the Commanders, sure. Yeah, Shamar said it. Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm going to blow it back up. Shamar said it. That's it. We didn't even make the moves. Just don't know which ones we're making. That's a fact.
I mean, he's not wrong. So honest.
The funny thing is Micah Parsons is talking shit. Micah Parsons needs to, I guess, I don't know, dude. I don't know. I guess he just needs to stay healthy. That's it. He's doing
Micah Parsons, he's actually, play well past December.
Yeah.
If you look at his stats, he has a significant drop-off every year, once you get into December from production.
He gets scared at the end of the season. Actually, no, by the end of the season, he's so sad because he knows that they're screwed that he just stops playing.
Yeah.
That's when he's just so sad. He's like, I'm just sad. But yeah, I mean, we talked about it, but this is, the big news, Cooper Kupp coming in, he's going home. I think
he's going home.
We have the chance to see 2 great seasons out of him with this team. But they got to have an offensive line for anything.
They do. That's what I was going to say. They need to have an O-line.
Catch me on. I I'm telling you, out routes, quick screens, all next season.
Yep.
That's all you're going to see, dude. Sam Darnold and Cooper Kupp, that's all it's going to be. It's going to be quick routes. Yeah, dude. Booper bup, dude. Big red B emoji, though.
It's true.
But yeah, the Seahawks team is they're looking for an identity. That's what I feel, Obviously, their offensive line is going to struggle. They haven't put a lot of effort into it so far. Haven't put a lot of money into it. They got to put some money, maybe some draft capital into it. Decent running back. Sam Darnold is an quarterback.
If he has pieces around him and you protect him, which they won't be able to do.
For sure. And then, Cooper Kupp, I think he's a great player. Him going home, the storylines, the NFL loves storylines. I love storylines. That's cool. But then signing MVS, Marquez Valdes-Scantling, that's just, come on, dude.
How many teams has he been on, bro?
I don't know. They should just drop him.
They should. Riley, so I was thinking about this because Jay Sean brought this up, and I appreciate you, Jay Sean. Unironically, who I think the Seahawks might actually draft?
Jalen Milroe.
Fucking Jalen Milroe, dude. And they're going to play him this year, which would just is a fireable offense.
Yeah. Treat him like Russell Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
Try to relive the glory days.
Yeah. Where are we going to next, bro?
All right. Well, last big thing that we're going to talk about is the Cincinnati Bengals may actually not hate Joe Burrow for once.
Dude, they're listening to him. They still burn their sauce, but they're not burning it as bad as they could have.
Yeah, they're only burning it in the way that it's going to cost them a lot of money, but they're still doing it, which if they didn't do it, that's the ultimate sauce burn. And is not doing it at all. Obviously, they are looking to finalize the contract extensions with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. They're two star, absolute stud wide receivers, the biggest weapons Joe Burrow has. Jamar Chase, obviously the Triple Crown from last year. T. Higgins, just someone that can change the game at any moment.
He is the best jump ball receiver in the league right now.
Yeah, dude. His build,
when healthy.
Yeah, his build is great for being, jump ball, red zone guy, a strong possession receiver, but he's also very fast. But yeah, no. The two key pieces to the success of the Bengals, they're getting extensions. They're going to be staying in Cincinnati. I really wish T. Higgins was able to hit the market. I think we had a good chance, but Cincinnati's doing the smart thing, and they're trying to shore up their wide receiving core. They're going to still get screwed because they're an offensive line. They're going to have no money to put into their offensive line. They're going to have 5 rookies start next season, dude.
It's crazy. Because you said it's a smart thing, and I want to have a little debate about this in the chat. If y'all want to chime in, we'd really appreciate it. Is it the smart thing though? Dude. I get it. You're helping out Jamar. You're helping out Joe Burrow by keeping Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, but you're probably doing it at the expense of a really bad defense.
It's funny just to watch.
You're probably what? You're probably going to lose. Okay.
I don't know why we lost your sound. It just went away.
Oh, shit. Okay. All right. Cool.
Oh, no.
All right. So you brought up the fact that you think it's a really smart move. I kind of want to talk really about that.
Just to watch him talk. It's like we can't hear him and we're just seeing him talk.
You can't hear me?
Your line is so much more important than receivers, Draven.
It is. This is
it's
true.
It's such a fact.
It is such a fact.
Last year, the Bengals, they suffered heavily from a case of quarterback getting sacked aggressively.
All right, can you hear me now?
For them.
Can you hear me now?
So, yeah, your offensive line is significantly important. Now, listen, Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, those are 2 generational talent kind of wide receivers, so you kind of want to keep those guys around. I do understand that, especially for Joe Burrow's sake.
Yeah.
Oh, he just sounds – ooh, did I lose Preston sound? How did I lose Preston sound?
Oh, yeah. Did you lose my sound? I don't know.
All right. Any back?
I mean, if they can hear it, I'm just going to talk. But my whole thing is it the smart thing, though? Because you're going to be paying 2 wide receivers. Now, granted, they're great. Probably anywhere between $68 and $70 million a year. Would that money be better allocated towards keeping Trey Hendrickson, who led the league in sacks last year, on a horrible defense, trying to improve your offensive line, trying to get better defensive players, in free agency to try to help that horrible defense? Like, is it better suited to use that money elsewhere and maybe trade a T. Higgins, try to get some more draft capital? Just motherfucker. What a bastard. Hell yeah. Riley, I think it's on you, bro. The chat's saying they can hear me. Oh, shit. Riley had to go somewhere. I don't know. But yeah, so chat, what do y'all think? Like, do you think that the Bengals made the right decision by keeping both wide receivers and probably having to pay them $70 million a year? Because my whole thing is this. Joe Burrow had a huge argument to be MVP last year. He put up phenomenal numbers with those 2 receivers and with that horrible defense. But they missed the playoffs. They missed the playoffs with Joe Burrow playing with his fucking hair on fire. So do you think it's the right decision? I don't know. I love T. Higgins. I love Jamar Chase. But I also love a great defense. And if you're paying 2 wide receivers that kind of money, you risk becoming the Miami Dolphins with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. That hasn't done really anything for them. I don't know where Riley is. That's really gay. Chat, I really appreciate you guys. This has been a fucking phenomenal live stream. This has been awesome. Draven, what do you mean yes and no? What do you mean by
Back.
that? He wants to go play Halo.
Camera failed. I have no idea what happened.
No, the chat
Camera
was
was
just
like,
talking
I'm going
about
to
the
turn
Bengals.
off. I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to see you.
They don't want you here anymore.
My camera called me ugly and then turned off.
It's true. Joe Burrow would hate them for letting neither one of them go, especially Jamar Chase. But should you always listen to players? Like, I get it. It's the Bengals. They're not going to spend money anyway. But you had a great year from all 3 of the playoffs. I don't know.
Who knows?
The Bengals should hashtag hire the TCC. That'll solve all their problems.
And at least make Preston happy.
What?
Said at least make Preston happy.
Dude, if I had Joe Burrow, we'd fucking win the Super Bowl. Yeah, it is true. Look at Draven learning ball from the TCC. I really appreciate that, Draven. That's really cool.
All right.
I think, is that everything? I think that's kind of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, everybody, we appreciate you for stopping in and listening to this episode of the Trash Talk Tailgate as we try to talk you through the free agency chaos. Coming up in the next 2 weeks, we're going to have, a live stream. We're going to talk about draft picks, some of Dr. Preston's
prospects,
favorites, some of my favorites, obviously as free agency goes, we're going to keep trying to keep everybody up on all the news as it goes. But yeah, we appreciate you for tuning in. Please, if you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe.
Subscribe.
Yes. Keep watching.
Tell your friends about us.
Find us on social medias at Trash Talk Tailgate on all platforms. Go there, follow us on social media, please. But for this one, we're gonna wrap up and get out of here, folks.
Riley,
Yep.
Riley, 7:30 Eastern time every Sunday. That's when we're doing the streams. That's when we're doing the streams now, boys.
Come enjoy
Off-season
7:30.
streams are here, and they're fucking here to stay. We're really excited about it. Love you too, bro. I fucking love you, man.
And the
The
off-season
hashtag
streams
copious mind.
will be as long as they need to be. So come and just check us out on Sundays. You don't know how long we'll be around.
Yep.
But for this one, folks, we're gonna wrap it up and get out of here. Peace. Boom.